What's up, everybody? We will go live here in just a minute for TV. We are live on location at Southern Prep Academy. Excited to be here in the gym, and they're really, man, the floor here. Hopefully, we'll be able to show it off. They got a new vision here at Southern Prep, and they are really doing some cool things here. And we're going to talk about Southern Prep. Glad to be their partner in this, and glad that they chose Auburn Blitz. Like a lot of people are choosing Auburn. Hey, you got Cart Source back here. You got Russell Building Supply. You got Central State Bank. I thought, man, did they go through all of our partners and put signs up? But no, they're partnered with them too here at Southern Prep. So we got 30 seconds before our intro here on TV. You gonna do it? Mm-hmm. We'll just count to 15 about that.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be talking more about Southern Prep here in Tallapoosa County, private school. A co-ed private school. How about that? What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz here at noon, brought to you by J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation and
Cincy Green for air that's warm and clean.
Absolutely. And we also want to thank Glenda Mitchell Law Firm. Glenda Mitchell is now our presenting sponsor of all Auburn Blitz programming here. She partnered with us this past week, Faith, and we can't be more excited about Glenda Mitchell and her whole firm and her team. And I counted 15 billboards yesterday on the way to Birmingham. And you and I, we kind of play a game now. We're going to Tuscaloosa. I know that's a bad word. We're not going to cover Alabama Monday. We are going to Tuscaloosa for our On the Road show on the high school side. We'll be playing that game again with Glenda Mitchell billboards, but she's everywhere.
Everywhere. And honestly, there's a reason to it. I mean, she's so busy, but she's so good at what she does in her entire law firm. So thank you so much to Glenda Mitchell and everything that you do for Auburn Blitz and for us.
Absolutely. And Southern Prep Academy now. That's why we're here today, to kind of tell their story and to let everybody know what a great hidden jewel this is. And I want to say hidden jewel because they're rebranded, and I mean, I'm blown away by the things that you and I have been able to see here, and the vision from the new president here.
Mm-hmm.
They just ripping and roaring here. So we got a lot that we're going to talk about there as well. But we got a lot to talk about here about Auburn today on the show as Auburn welcomes in the Bammers tomorrow at Neville, and a lot of drama off the court right now with Charles Bediako and what's going on with their team. I was on the Gary Harris show just about an hour ago in Tuscaloosa, and they're just all encapsulated in this. And while we were on the air, they had a report come in from the courtroom that it had been finished and that an announcement would be made at 4 o'clock today whether Charles Bediako is going to be allowed to continue to play at Alabama or not. But Faith, it's really, like I told Gary on his show, it's just college athletics is a circus right now, all the way around. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, whatever. There are no guidelines, there are no rules, so you get a bunch of this crap all the time. And once this is over, something else is going to pop up.
Yeah, and honestly, the conversations about Charles Bediako and everything that has been going on has kind of shocked me. Some of the responses from some coaches, and especially Stephen Pearl's response.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I was shocked there. But, even Greg Sankey, his response to support what the NCAA, was saying,
that's a big statement
as well.
It's a big statement, and that's what Gary was talking to me about just a minute ago on his show. I kind of became the interviewer on his show.
Yeah.
I said, look, Gary, I know I'm on here for you to ask me questions about Auburn. I said, but I got to ask you a bunch of questions about this. And I said, what is the feel from Alabama people about the commissioner of the league really kind of siding with NCAA over a member school? And he goes, it ain't good. He said, you think that your commissioner is a defender of all conference teams, and he comes out and openly says, hey, I think this is not right, and I think the NCAA has a big case here. And So it's just all over the map right now. Like you have everybody out there that's not an Alabama fan going, they get what they deserve. They don't need to be doing this. And then you got teams like I think Illinois that has basically an entire roster of European players. Auburn's got Philip Jovic on the team. I know it's his first time in college, but he has been playing in a professional league. This is what happens when you don't have any guidelines. You get a big hodgepodge of mess, and you got in football guys getting granted 7 and 8 years to be able to play football. Like everybody has had enough, and it's not really about Alabama. It's about the principle of the matter. And this could have been Florida. This could have been us. This could have been any school. But the whole point of this conversation is, can somebody come together and create some guidelines for everybody to follow?
And who is the one that's in charge of making these rules for people to follow without a lawsuit being able to be filed and overturned, overruled, all those different things? I mean, that's the question, is if you can just keep going and suing the NCAA, how do they have any power at this point of
none.
What they do? And so
do you really think this is going to go in let's just be honest. What do you think is going to be announced at 4:00 in a courtroom in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, about Charles Bediako being able to continue to play the rest of the season? And you got Auburn tomorrow. What do you think the ruling's going to be? Let's just be honest about it.
I
think they're going to say
he's going to be able to play.
That's exactly right. I mean, I'm going to be shocked if they come back and they go, no, but we're going to uphold what the NCAA. Now, here's the other question. If they do that, all the games he's played in, they've won 2 games since he's been playing. Are those forfeits?
What about the games they lost?
Well, they just count as loss.
But I'm saying, losses. But what if they'd have
been 4-0 and they rule against him? I think you got to look at the record and go, okay, those games don't count because they move forward in a temporary injunction and played a player that's not eligible, ruled by the NCAA. Now, if they rule in favor of him, all's well and good. But if they don't, the 2 wins that they have under their belt, one of them being Texas A&M Wednesday night, will be vacated, I would assume. Because why do you let him play for 4 games and go rule him ineligible and go, okay, well, whatever happened back then it is what it is.
Oh gosh. I don't know.
It's so.
I would love to have some of the viewers and their comments and what they think about this whole situation, because I do think we've had too many learning experiences with the NCAA about not having the guidelines and everything. Let's go back a year ago almost with football and everything, and go back to the salary cap and NIL and all those different things, and how people are beating around different things because there are no black and white rules of what is right and what's wrong, and everybody has a case to argue against. And without having any set rules, you're allowed to argue every single thing. Like they were just the ones that took someone from the G League. I mean,
with eligibility still technically.
Yeah. If you've got European players coming over to play in the U.S. and they've never been to college before and they're enrolled in school and they're taking classes, I mean, it's smart. Use the resources.
Jeff said, let's be real, guys. We know how things work in this state. We'll be shocked. That's what we just said.
That was the same thing with Trinidad Chambliss. I know I'm kind of going all over the place.
No, but I think, when you sent that to me, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away. But you know what, Faith, and this is not a stone thrown at Alabama. Okay. So please, for Alabama people watching, you can take it. If you take it that way, whatever. But
I think they were, sorry.
No,
we just
go
asked
ahead.
for comments, and I think Luke just said, how is this not a conflict of interest? How do you have a judge with ties to the university?
Well, I think that's been
I think they switched judges.
They did switch.
For today.
They did.
So
there's a new judge.
That is, I totally agree that has.
He had to recuse. He should have recused himself anyway. But the point I'm making, no, you're good. The point I'm making with you about the Ole Miss deal is that maybe finally somebody's stepping up and going, you know what? I'm an Ole Miss guy. We're in Oxford, Mississippi. Yeah, I can strike my pen on this paper and make this right. But maybe he knew it wasn't the right thing to do. And maybe some people finally, like Greg Sankey and that judge in Oxford, and I don't know what the ruling's going to be in Tuscaloosa. Maybe this judge rules against Bediako. Maybe you're starting to have people go, you know what? I love my team, but can we reel all this in? And I think Greg Sankey's going, I love the SEC. Obviously, I'm going to look out for them, but maybe we don't need to do this. Maybe this is what the problem is. We're not in a storm, I promise. It's just a bell here at Southern Prep. So, and maybe we could get them to do that for our breaks. To let us know to go to break.
Remind us.
But my point is that it's going to take some people maybe doing some things that they might personally not want to do for the betterment of the sport. Does that make sense?
I mean, I 100% agree with that. I think if Auburn had to lose Philip Jovic and
if that's what it takes, then so be it. You know, I had somebody say yesterday, well, we could use Austin Wiley back. I'm like, and I said this, and I truly mean this. If that's what we got to do to win, I don't want to do it. I don't want any of that going on in college athletics. If we got to go get X players to come back to help us make a run in the NCAA tournament, then we've just lost all sense of
what
common
this
sense.
Sport is and what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. That's the problem is what is the right answer and how who's going to make the decision for the right answer for people to follow and people not just complain, shoot something back, and then have them go and sue everybody.
Yeah, I just think everybody's getting exhausted. I think the fans have been beyond exhausted. Hey, look, I know a lot of Alabama fans that have come up to me and go, look, I don't like this at all. Is he helping our team? Yeah, maybe. But I mean, several have said, look, that's not what we want up here.
Right.
And then you got others that are like fine with it. And the same would be at Auburn right now. If it were going on at Auburn, if you brought back Sharif Cooper, who scored 18, by the way, for the Washington Wizards, he ain't got no business being back at Auburn. Like, I love Sharif Cooper, and I wish, heck, we could use him. Yeah. You don't think we could use him right now?
Stayed.
Yeah, he should have stayed. But guess what? He's scoring 18 in the NBA. We don't need him back at Auburn. We'd love to have him, but that's not what college – we've lost the whole divide on college and pro.
Once you decide to go, stay committed. The same thing with – honestly, with the transfer portal and everything, you got to be committed to something, to someone. And to me, that's just the problem in the whole world at this point is all of that.
So, yeah, Jeff, I mean, dragging this thing out, well, why don't just go ahead and make the call? I mean, what
he's going to play tomorrow.
Yeah, of course he is. Like, it is what it is. All right, we're up against the first break here on TV. We'll stay up live, obviously, on social media, but we are live on location at Southern Prep Academy in Tallapoosa County, a private school that has so much to offer out there if you're looking for that. We got some stuff that we want to relay to you about Southern Prep when we come back. So stay tuned. A lot more to come here on the Auburn Blitz right after this. We will mute guys here during the break, so don't think we lost audio. Is that not wild, though?
Okay, definitely put a few more wrinkles under my eye on this one. There's definitely a few more. But it got my freckle right there on this eye. Wait, where's it this eye? One of them I have a freckle.
Yeah, Chat GPT is crazy.
Oh my gosh, and it got my freckle right there.
Like the attention to detail on some of this stuff is like, so we were talking about Elon Musk during the break just now. So, and what he's talking about, like mind blowing with AI and everything going on. So
I'm scared.
it is crazy. So I need to send that to Brady.
I'm not going anywhere.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. We're back for TV. On the front row, come out at 2.
Mm-hmm.
I got my shirt. I'm still promoing here.
I had to like fully re-edit part of it because the like cropping scale when I
really?
downloaded it totally changed, and I was like,
Really?
oh yeah, so I had to deal with that.
I'm glad you're a guru with that. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left in our show today for TV. Again, we appreciate all of you so very much. Thanks to Glenda Mitchell Law Firm for being our presenting sponsor, umbrella sponsor of all Auburn Blitz programming. Specifically for the noon show, we appreciate J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation and
Sensi Green for air that's warm and clean. Call them Sensi Green.
Absolutely. And again, we couldn't do the show without all of these great partners. And another one of our great partners here is why we're on location today at Southern Prep Academy, Faith. And a lot of you know about Southern Prep, but maybe a lot of you don't. They are a private co-ed school here in Tallapoosa County, which is literally, how long did it take you to get here? 20 minutes? 25 minutes? 25 minutes from Auburn and Opelika. Foundational pillars for academics, excellence in athletics, leadership, all of that. They are a CHOOSE Act school, so a lot of you know about the CHOOSE Act that just recently was passed. So, again, if you're looking for that voucher to come to a great school and get a great education to prepare you for the future, make sure you check out Southern Prep. And they're working. This is a work in progress here. This is their old gymnasium. The floor is brand new. Mm-hmm. It is phenomenal. The surface, the goals too. I did test them out. Shot pretty good in here today. I have to give myself a little bit of credit on that. But very, very good project and vision that they have here for the school as a whole. Met their president again as we came in, and look, this is a great place to send your kids if you're looking for a safe, very good academic and athletic private school here in the central part of Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. And again, they're doing so many revamps in this, process of rebuilding and growth. And so, I mean, this, like you said, us just being in the gym right now, it is outstanding. I mean,
it really is nice. I mean, the floor is nice. They got a whole master plan how they're going to redo all of this. So we'll keep telling you more about that as we move along. Back to this Auburn Alabama game coming up tomorrow. You and I will be there for that. We do have a post-game show coming up after the game tomorrow, brought to you by Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. That's a little bit of a tease in the next segment. But the game itself is kind of getting overshadowed. And I told Gary on his show this morning, Faith, that is this a distraction for Alabama? I mean, all this crap just keeps dragging on. It can't help them in this situation at all.
Yeah, no. So let's go ahead and now talk about Stephen Pearl and what he said. So when he was asked about it, he was talking about how he feels for him and if he gets denied, what's he going to do if he's not able to play on Saturday? And, let's be honest here. What do most 23-year-olds that don't go and play in the NBA do? What am I doing?
Go get a job.
Okay, so I have a job. That's what he would be doing. And that's my biggest problem in all of this is a lot of people that are saying, well, what's he going to go and do? Oh, he's not going to be able to have a career after this. He's not going to be able to have a basketball career, maybe.
Well, that again, I think we kind of get caught up in some of these coaches and all go, oh, well, I mean, it's so bad that he can't continue. Look, he played in college. He decided to leave college and go to the pros. He got in the G League. It hasn't worked out for him. He sees an opportunity to come back. And Faith, let's just be honest about this. Can we just – I haven't even mentioned this, and it just really hit me. And it's not some kind of groundbreaking news. But if it weren't for all this NIL crap, do you think he would be even thinking about coming back to Alabama and playing? Do you think any of these other players would be coming back?
Problem with why we have 24-year-olds still in college.
Yeah, because there's a value for the college going, hey, you can't get what you want up there, but hey, we'll pay you down here and come back. You've got some eligibility. Come back and be part of our team. That's what's caused all this mess.
Yeah, and that's why there has to be some sort of regulation. I don't know how many times we have to say it for people to get the point, but I mean, that's why you have Diego Pavia, who wanted to come back another year because he's not going to go and make the same amount in the pros.
Look, it's over. It's over. You tried. You did well. You went further than most people that ever have a dream of playing college athletics and in pro. But one day it's going to end. What do you have planned past that point is kind of what you're saying. It's kind of what we're all saying. And look, I get what Stephen Pearl's saying to an extent. But look, he chose this path. He also knew going in that there was a probability that this wouldn't work out. That this was not some this is a groundbreaking thing that he's trying to do. And I know other people going, well, they got him at Baylor and there's one over here and there's all these European. I know all that. That's what we're talking about. It's a big hodgepodge of gray matter. Nobody has anything specific that they can go. But he's setting a different standard by coming back the way he did. And so he should have known there's a chance.
Well, and Alabama had to have had this all planned out if he was already enrolled in school. But Brett, do you think maybe by chance when Stephen Pearl was talking that we know he can be a little sassy and a hothead, that maybe he was almost like wanting those quotes and kind of rage baiting maybe a little bit of everybody, kind of wanting to be like, oh yeah, I want to see him on Saturday, to kind of say, we're not scared if he's playing.
Yeah. Maybe. I guess so. I don't know that it was that deep. I really, truly think that he looked at this situation and goes, look, I've thought about this probably way too much, and I need to be concentrating on some other things, in the mix based on all the rulings. And I think he kind of cleared that up a week or so ago when he had some quotes saying, look, who am I to question what they're doing, you know, and I may be leaving the door open for saying, look,
we might be doing this soon.
Correct. I think that's what he's saying is that let's not all point a finger. We may have to do it too. If this comes back and they approve it, why wouldn't we? And kind of in the same light for the Alabama fans out there that are, pointing the finger at Auburn and other teams for having European players, they're probably kind of right a little bit on that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still a pro guy coming back. Why are they giving a pass? And that's why nobody knows. And I think that's why when Sankey came out yesterday and said, yeah, let's stop all this.
Yeah.
Like we're that could lead to saying no more Europeans.
Right.
No more of this, no more of that. And somebody's got to uphold some at some point. So we'll see what happens. NCAA tends to lose all these court cases. We'll see if they actually win one today or if it's just another big L for the NCAA. All right, we'll take another break. Stay tuned. More to come here on the Auburn Blitz, live on location at Southern Prep Academy right after this. y'all feel free to go to our Instagram page and put your prediction in. We don't have a prize out there for this, but it's just for fun. We did so many prizes during football season. Why not just go out there and have a little bit of fun?
Yeah, come on. Justin said the Charles Bediako hearing had it all today. Mention of Dothan Peanut Farmers, talk of Diego Pavia, and even a mention of Chick-fil-A.
It's all the circus, man. It's all the circus. Don't know what else to say about it.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's all good, I guess. Everything. It's all good. I need to use this more.
Yes, I totally forgot about that.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is.
You need to get you one of those.
I don't think we can even say that on here. It'll probably get taken down.
Yeah, we probably would. It's nice and warm in here. So, yeah, everybody go check out On the Front Row with Faith today at 2:00 on YouTube. Bristol
Carter,
Yep.
Everybody. He is a very interesting person who you'll find out a lot of interesting
baseball
things.
player, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
baseball player.
Really cool story, and part of the number 5 preseason ranked Auburn Tiger baseball team, by the way. That is wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz halfway through our program, brought to you by the Glenda Mitchell Law Firm as our presenting sponsor of all Auburn Blitz programming. But specifically on our noon show, we have J. Smith Construction. No job is too big or too small. All your pre-site prep, all the stuff that needs to be done, they'll get it done for you. And
Sense Green, for air that is warm and clean, call on Sense Green. They are the carrier experts in the state of Alabama, proud supporters of Auburn athletics and a proud supporter of Auburn Blitz. And Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, tomorrow after the game, we will have a post-game reaction show brought to you by Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. So thank you so much to them. Love going there and getting some good, high-quality, high-grade meat and
wine
also, and their
cakes.
casseroles, cakes. Oh, I literally almost ate that entire half.
I figured
cake.
I didn't get offered a piece, by the way. I'm just telling everybody I didn't get. Yeah, you did literally. Like I'm gonna call you out for a second. Like you never asked, hey, do you want a bite of this while you were over there Like, yeah. And then you put the top back on it and went, yeah, I'm going to eat the rest of this later. I'm like, I kind of would like to have had a piece of that, but
Should have said something.
no, I would get my hand bit off. It's what I would have gotten. So,
Probably.
hey, but all the stuff over there at Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine is phenomenal. So we can't
Yes.
say enough about it. Yeah, Justin, disappointed. I think the Malvos were disappointed. I think their actual quote was shocked,
Mhm.
to be honest. Wasn't it North Florida they played
Yeah.
yesterday? We've got some more really cool news coming out. I know we say this all the time, but man, we do. I mean, we got some unreal stuff coming out, and we will have our first brand ambassador announcement for Auburn Blitz coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Mhm.
And just to kind of let the cat out of the bag, it is a softball. It has something to do with the softball program. So we'll be announcing that. So y'all hang with us. We're excited
Really excited.
about this, and again, another cool step for us here at Auburn Blitz. But yeah, I've got all the confidence. I know we're bouncing a little bit, but since Justin brought up softball, and we're going to talk a little bit about baseball before the end of the show with your interview coming up at 2 with Bristol Carter. High expectations for the softball team this year. The Malvos and what they bring to this program, and then of course what Butch Thompson and this staff have built. This is one of the most loaded rosters Auburn's ever had under Butch Thompson. And, it's crazy. LSU's picked to win the conference. I think Texas is picked to finish second. I think A&M is up there as well. I think Auburn's fifth in the conference, but they're fifth in the country.
Yeah.
Does that tell you how tough this league is?
There's no question about it. I was talking about just the game and playing with Auburn. I don't want to give too much away, but transferring from a smaller school to playing in the SEC and how different it can be and just how elite this league is.
In every sport.
Oh, my gosh. So make sure you go watch that at 2 because Bristol is a really great guy. He was on the SEC community service team last year, and so he's got his own foundation that he has, and he's going to be having a fundraiser coming up pretty soon, and so raising money and linked with the Alabama Children's Hospitals of Alabama. They're linked together, and so all the proceeds go there. And he's got a cool story about that as well.
Yes.
So make sure you go watch that. But yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that at 2:00. All right, let's talk about this Auburn game tomorrow. Auburn is a 1.5 point favorite, right? Yeah, I think they're 1.5 point favorites. Last I checked, unless it's changed.
Yeah, they're 1.5 point favorite. Auburn is on the match predictor by ESPN, 59.9% over Alabama's 40.1% to win. So,
hey, 60-40. And you would like to think these two teams are pretty even. The point spread tells you that.
I think it tells you a lot about how Neville Arena is really brought them. I mean, the game is starting 4-0.
Yeah.
Because of Neville Arena and it being
Sure.
at home. It's definitely a home court advantage against an Alabama team every time you play. It doesn't matter. But I don't know. I think
Alabama had no problem coming in there and beating Auburn last year.
yeah, there ain't no doubt.
And Auburn moved on and beat them in Tuscaloosa. And that was a matchup of 1 versus 2 last year, Faith.
Right.
And so you got to remember that. So, again, when you look at it from a standpoint of 3:00 tomorrow, which team is going to be the team that makes the least amount of mistakes?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that you look at. Turnovers, Auburn's done a better job of lately. They had the school record a couple of games ago, only turning the ball over 3 times, which is ridiculous. Like, that doesn't happen. But, getting the win on the road against Florida, losing to Tennessee, it was a tough game. They had their chances. You and I talked about it on the post-game show. There was really a 2-minute stretch there. Auburn could have taken the lead. They fought back, but they got in a hole. They got down 11 or 12 points, and they felt like they were having to dig out of that hole for the entire game, and you expend so much energy trying to dig out and get back to even. And they got there, and they just couldn't get over the hump. Kind of like what Florida did. Florida expended so much energy trying to make up such a poor start against Auburn. They got there, and they tied it a couple of times. They couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah, Auburn's going to have to defend the perimeter.
Yeah, there's no question.
That is going to be where Alabama can just fly right away with going on these big, long runs. And Auburn's going to have to be able to slow them down and not let them shoot those three-point shots that they were making a lot against Texas A&M in that second half. They were just kind of hitting a lot of those. And
some
Auburn,
deep ones too. So.
Yeah, and Auburn's been able to really give up a lot of three-point shots at the beginning of the game.
Well, you know I'm a numbers guy. Here's how it breaks down, and I know we'll go to break here in just a second, but Auburn's 10th nationally in offense, and Alabama is 68th in defense. Alabama is 3rd nationally in offense, and Auburn is 72nd in defense. So when you look at it, Alabama's a little bit better defensively and a little bit better offensively. But both teams are going to have their hands full because Alabama got a top 10 offense that they're going to have to defend, and Auburn's got to defend the number 2 offense in the country. And I think I saw a record yesterday of Nate Oates' 36-0 when Alabama scores 100 points.
Wow.
First of all, they've scored 100 points 36 times under his direction. I'm 90% sure I saw that correctly, but
wow.
So keeping them and not getting in a three-point shooting contest, like you said, Jeff, is huge. Alabama shooting threes. I know the stat doesn't show like they're a very top team, but they shoot a little over 35% from outside. When you look at Auburn shooting threes, they only shoot right at 32%. So that's a big gap, though. That's a gap between like 116th in the country all the way to 234th in the country. So I know it just seems like a little bit, but you're talking percentage points. You're talking point per game average over the stretch. So 3 points is a big deal.
Yeah, there's no question.
A big deal. All right, we're up against another break. Again, we're live on location at Southern Prep Academy here in Tallapoosa County, a private school. We're going to talk more about that when we come back from break. Stay tuned. More to come right after this. Yeah, while we're here at Southern Prep to kind of talk about this, you can go visit southernprepacademy.org. If you're looking at registration, when the windows for registration open up, you can go check it out. The mission here at Southern Prep, dedicated to developing young men and women of character, faith, and leadership through academic excellence, structure, and a whole person approach, equipping students to lead with confidence, integrity, and purpose, whether they pursue higher education, military service, or professional careers. And they do have the cadet corps here, junior ROTC. They've got everything that you're looking for. So if you're looking to go the military route, they have that element here. If you're looking at just going to school, they have that. And if you want to be an athlete, you want to play basketball or football or all the different sports that they have here, they have all of that available too. But they're a Choose Act school. And what does that mean? Makes Alabama eligible families up to $7,000 per student through an education savings account to come in and cover their educational expenses. So you can use the Choose Act money, if you're eligible, up to $7,000 per student to cover tuition and other educational expenses if you want to come to Southern Prep. So really, really, really good opportunity here in Tallapoosa County. And you can request information right there on the website, southernprepacademy.org. southernprepacademy.org, located in Camp Hill, Alabama. And you can email the admissions office directly, admissions@southernprepacademy.org. So go check out their website. Really, really nice. Very easy to navigate. They have summer camps for students that you can come out. And boy, I long for summer right now.
Oh my
Please.
gosh, it's too cold.
JROTC, like I said, the Cadet Corps that can lead you toward a military career. They got great athletics, great academics, and great STEAM. So what is STEAM? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics, all of that that goes into all this technology we've been talking about lately, which is you better know how to navigate this world we're in now. It's crazy. Sorry, Mike. Don't know. We should have full signal here, so don't know why the screen would be freezing, but maybe it's not anymore. But very, very nice floor. They've just put down goals, all this. It's a work in progress. You know, it's just like anything else. When you want to come in and rebuild, renovate, enhance, you want to snap your fingers. We got 30. And get it done yesterday. But it takes time, it takes money, it takes patience to do all that. And they've got a great plan here, though.
They do.
And so they want to be the premier private school.
Even just since the last time when I came, I mean, this place is.
And just so nice every time we're here. So, again.
And people here are great, too.
That's really what it's all about. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left in our show for TV today. We're live on location at Southern Prep Academy here in Camp Hill, Alabama. Just talked about them at length during the break. For all of you out there watching statewide on TV, go to southernprepacademy.org. They are a CHUSAC school, up to $7,000 per student that will cover your educational expenses to go here. They've got a great vision. Whatever it is that you're looking at going into, they've got a military element to this thing with the Cadet Corps. If you're looking at a military career, on-path school, if you're going on to a four-year college or a community college, they've got a path through their STEAM program and their academics there. They got great athletics here. Their basketball team, really, really good here. They've got a football program. And we've enjoyed getting to know their football coach here and their AD. So, and their president, one of the nicest guys I've met.
Absolutely.
So,
awesome.
And you just said something. Look, you want all nice facilities, and they're working toward renovating and enhancing the experience here for students. But it's the people that make up the school. It's the experience. Look, I don't remember anything about the Louder Business Building, but I do remember my teachers in there. I do remember the classes I took in there. I don't remember much about Haley Center other than you just got lost every time you went in there. Doesn't matter how much, but I do remember Rick Smith teaching me a class in there. I do remember other teachers and professors. It's the people that give you the experience wherever it is that you go.
It does, and it doesn't get much better than some of the people here at Southern Prep. And so make sure you go and visit their link, and
we'll push something out on our stuff as well for you to connect there. But if you've got a kid that's looking and you're looking at a great private school opportunity here in Central Alabama, southernprepacademy.org, go check it out online. All right, Faith, as we move into this game on Saturday, we haven't really talked about football. We talked football heavy on the podcast this morning, so go out there and check that out. But I do want to mention we did talk about the tight end position for about 15 or 20 minutes this morning, and what an important piece that is to Alex Golesh. I just want to say how excited again I am about spring football. I can't wait. Number one, I know it's going to be warming up. That may be why I'm getting a little bit more excited. But this is a brand new slate for all of us, for the media, for the coaches, for the players. I mean, you're going to be watching this thing kind of evolve on the fly.
Yeah, that's something that I'm really excited to see the difference between last year and this year with the new staff. Obviously, you can't expect there to be monumental changes in just about 3-4 months. But I do know that there's already a culture change in the locker room and a mentality shift that Alex Golesh has really put on, the student athletes, but also he's told us, the media, about how there's been a shift and, what he expects from the guys that are playing for him, and it's not still one of those things where they get to demand everything from him. They are playing under him.
They are. I thought he had a very funny quote, but I think he was sincere when he talked about the offensive line. He said, if there's one position I'm praying about, it's the O-line. He said, so if anybody wants to join me, have at it. And I think he's
serious.
He's serious, but I think he's also excited about what's in that room and what they were able to pick up in the portal. I think the thing that gets them so anxious as a staff, Faith, is the time. Like, you have to be in fast forward mode from now until the season starts, because you only have so many days in spring, and then you got the things that you can do, limited base in the summer, and then it's time to play in the fall, and you got maybe about a 2 to 3 week window before you really get into the season. So when you got all these brand new pieces, they have got to be a very good evaluator of who they feel like. Because I told you this, I think it's very important that they know who those five guys are on the front going into fall. Not still trying to figure it out. You got 17 guys in that room. You got to figure out the right comment. I know, that there's a couple guys, Cole Best, Cole Skinner, are going to be part of that. But figuring out the rest, you better figure it out in the spring.
When he first got up and had his opening statements, and he was talking about how they've been really busy the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And talking about, obviously, there was Junior Day, and then also
had a couple of Junior Days since then.
Yeah, and having the transfer portal kind of start to really die down of, people coming in and all that kind of stuff. And I think I looked at you and I literally said, has he just not slowed down once since he's been at Auburn?
Because had a chance.
He said that the last time we saw him, and you see the progress and the work that he's done. You can see it in on paper of who he's brought in, and obviously what he's done to try and keep the roster as well managed as he can, with trying to figure out who's staying, who's going, and what positions to fill. I know we touched on that too earlier, but I already see a big change in everything going on this early. So having a few more months and time of work behind it, that's where I think a lot of people might be really shocked.
Yeah, and he even added, he said, in your mind, you feel like you know who's going to start. But I'm 100% convinced it ain't going to look like that. So what your mind's telling you may not be what actually comes to fruition.
Byron Brown is not starting.
Yeah, okay. I don't think that's what he was alluding to. Yeah, if he's not starting, boy, things really have been shaken up. But some other quotes, but we'll wrap up here from Southern Prep. We got one more segment coming up here for TV, so everybody stay right where you are. One more segment coming up here on the Auburn Blitz right after this. Yeah, so, but bringing in, you bring in the staff, you bring in a lot of continuity with 13 guys from South Florida, and a lot of those guys were contributors. So that helps kind of build that continuity, kind of gives you a little bit of a fast forward on where you would be. We'll talk a little baseball when we come back. when you look at Auburn from a basketball standpoint, what they've done as far as quad one games that they played in, that's what you really look at. Here's some early bracketology for you guys out there. CBS Sports has Auburn as a 7 seed. ESPN has Auburn as an 8. And then it looks like Fox has Auburn as a 7. Maybe several other ones have Auburn as a 7. So really, ESPN has it looks like a 7 seed. You want to stay out of the 8-9. A 7's great. A 10 is fine. Don't 8-9. You got to play the 1 seed in the second round. If you're on that 8-9 line, so you stay away from that if possible. Oh yeah, I mean they know this is all a dog and pony show. Mike, she's not going to do that. I'm not letting her do that.
Yeah, no, I'm staying right here.
Are you trying to run her off?
Yeah.
You mean staying out till 11:30 at night? Does it?
I don't do that.
You've been looking at your eyelids a long time by 11:30 a lot of nights.
Yeah. Is this true?
I don't know. I don't know if it is. If it is, Lord help. See, he's not really on there anymore.
No.
So I think that's a big bunch of made up junk. There's no link to it. You notice? He didn't put it on there. That's somebody else that created that. That's hilarious. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here on our noon show, and we are live on location at Southern Prep Academy. We appreciate Glenda Mitchell Law Firm for being our umbrella sponsor here of all Auburn Blitz program, and everything we do, from our reels to our shows to our podcasts to our own locations. Everything is brought to you by Glenda Mitchell Law Firm. But here specifically on our noon show, we appreciate J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation and
Cincy Green for air that's cool and clean. Call on Cincy Green.
we just love all our partners. We have so many great ones, and again,
love being here.
Love being at Southern Prep Day. It's our first time. We're going to be here once a month moving forward for a long time. So make sure you check out Southern Prep Academy. Great private school located right here in Central Alabama in Tallapoosa County, and it's a co-ed private school. So and the people are so awesome, and so you feel great when you come here and visit. I know a lot of these people because obviously they live in Tallapoosa County. I know a lot of people that work here now, and I can fully attest that your kid's going to get a great education, and they're going to have a great experience when they come here. So make sure you check out Southern Prep Academy. All right, kind of segue into your interview coming up at 2:00 on the Front Row with Faith. I've been supporting all day on the podcast and here on the show today, kind of keeping that in your front and center mind out there to go check us out on YouTube and go find all of her on the Front Row interviews with all the Auburn athletes and Bristol Carter. You'll see that interview with Faith here at 2:00, so make sure you go check it out. But this is a preseason rank by Baseball America #5 Auburn baseball team. It's the highest ranking, I think, since 2005 for an Auburn baseball team.
Yeah, and this team, they've had a really good time to grow and develop together, because it was a really young team. And then now, a lot of these guys played together last year. And so you see how continuing and staying together really drives those relationships off the field to get better, but that translates out onto the field. And so, from everything that you'll hear later today, it's going to be a really good season.
I'm ready to watch. I haven't seen it. I'm just telling you, I haven't been privy to this because Sophie had to go and help Faith with the interview. I'm usually the camera guy. I was a little
Imagine
jealous.
that you had something else to do. You're so busy.
I've been able to squeeze them in most of the time. So I'm really, you know what, though, the kind of the edge of my seat here waiting for the interview to come out. I'm as excited as all of you guys should be out there about this. But going to this Auburn baseball team real quick before we go off, and we'll carry it over a little bit past the time for TV. You got 3 individuals, either first or second team. Obviously, Chris Rembert had a phenomenal season last year, hitting .344. Just hot bat all season. And you got Chase Fralick and Bub Terrell right there as second team selection. So really a core group of guys, not just those 3, but a core group of returners coming back for Butch Thompson and this team. And that's where it all starts. So very competitive conference that you're in. LSU received the most first place votes from the coaches. They got Mississippi State at second, Arkansas third, Texas fourth, and then Auburn comes in at number 5. So it's just wild to see how tight this conference is. And Auburn's preseason ranked number 5 in a poll, and they're number 5 in the conference. So what does that tell you about all of these teams? And then right behind Auburn, you got Tennessee, Florida, Vanderbilt, and Georgia. I mean, it just doesn't get any easier.
It doesn't. And again, when you're playing in this conference, every sport, doesn't matter what it is, you've got to be playing your best game every single time.
Absolutely.
And that's just, again, a compliment to the SEC and a compliment to Auburn and this staff of getting these guys ready to be at the top of the list.
Yes.
Of both in the conference, but also nationally.
So with that being said, right here before we go off, Auburn's poised to have a really good season, but 3-game series, you can't get swept. That's the biggest thing. You can't get swept. You got on the road, you try to go steal one and then get it to that 3rd game and see if you can battle out. Auburn's been really good under Butch Thompson of being able to go on the road and win series and even get sweeps. Yep. And then, of course, you got to defend home turf just like you do in every other sport.
Always.
All right, we're going to wrap up here at Southern Prep Academy. It's been such a fun show here. Go check them out, southernprepacademy.org. And we'll be back here again next month. And Faith and I will be back tomorrow for our post-game show brought to you by Preparatory Steaks and Wine. For Faith Richardson, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it. We'll be have. See you next time. I was going to say see you tomorrow, but we will see you tomorrow for all of you out there that are still up with us. And
well.
So, yeah, we do very much appreciate Southern Prep Academy for having us here. It's our first opportunity to be here. And so looking forward to coming back again and being part of what they've got going on and maybe getting some video of some of the things that they're doing that we can show to all of you out there. There's a basketball on the other side of this computer that is just calling my name. And, like, when I'm in a gym and I see a basketball hoop, I just got to shoot. I mean,
yeah,
I would say, that's what I did growing up. Like, I would stay outside and shoot basketball for hours by myself. It's like, I got to get one more shot in, one more shot. It's like addictive. I can't get enough of it. So, but guys, we will be live after the game tomorrow. So make sure you tune us in for the Preparatory Steaks and Wine post-game show. I'm assuming we'll be going back to the normal spot.
I think we will.
So, so again, it'll take us a little bit So as soon as I know we were up live immediately after the Tennessee game, probably be 30 minutes or so after the game's over tomorrow. But that game tips at 3 o'clock. So somewhere around 5:36, probably post game.
Yep.
So we'll be ready to go. So make sure you hit the subscribe button out there so you get the alert when we go live. So Faith, you got anything else?
Hope everyone has the best day ever. Go watch On the Front Row with Faith at 2 an hour from now.
Yep, there it is. Go check it out. I've been putting that in everybody's head all day today from podcast to noon show. So go check it out. I'll be doing that here in about an hour as well. So appreciate all of you so very much. We'll catch you tomorrow for the Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine post-game show after the Auburn-Alabama game. Have a good weekend, everybody.